sports fans, welcome to the OU Football Preview Show. I'm Rick Heath, with me Al Eschbach. Al, we're at Louis here in Brookhaven Village in Norman. Great place, great location for people that want to watch sports or have food and drink. Great place.
Great new meatball pizza, new on the menu. It's outstanding.
Wow, only Al would know about the meatball pizza here at Louis. But anyway, hey, OU, Tulane. OU gets out to a big lead in the first half. Second half, kind of disappointing. Your biggest takeaway?
You don't jump off a bridge after one game. Did they play like a team that would have a chance to be a national champion? No, they didn't. They had a quarterback that played like he could win a Heisman Trophy? No, he didn't. But it's one game. I've been around a lot of first games before where one team looked really good and then they were bad the rest of the year. One team looked bad the first game and they were really good the rest of the year. So you don't overreact after one game. But do things have to be fixed? Yes.
Coach Lincoln Riley, in his press conference this week, admitted as much. A lot of mistakes. He called most of them mental mistakes.
If you only score 3 points in the second half, I don't know what that's mental. 2 out of the last 3 games, Iowa State in the Big 12 championship game and that game, Tulane, 3 points in the second half. How's that mental?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, you know, a lot of criticism comes Lincoln Riley's way because he, for lack of a better term, takes his foot off the gas in the second half.
I don't think he took the foot off the gas. I just think they didn't make plays. I didn't you know, Marvin Mims Sr. texted, why aren't you throwing them to my son? That's a message to Rattler and to Lincoln Riley.
They had 14 runs called in the second half, up to 7 passes.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't look good. I thought they did some good things in the first half. First 2 times defensively, they gave up touchdowns. I thought I didn't like the mass substitutions on defense.
And that we'll talk more about here on the OU Football Preview Show from Louis here in Brookhaven in Norman. Hey, neighborhood jams in Norman and in Oklahoma City. There's 3 locations now. Norman on Main Street next to the railroad tracks, in Midtown in Oklahoma City on 150th and North Penn. And it's the same great food on Neighborhood Jams. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or brunch, it's always great at Neighborhood Jams. The breakfast is with biscuits as big as a plate, and the brunch is on Saturday and Sunday. There can't go wrong at Neighborhood Jams. 3 great locations in the Oklahoma City metro area, one in Norman, one in Midtown, and one on 150th and North Penn in Oklahoma City.
1978, before the internet, before cell phones. That's when Basie's Roofing was founded. A lot has changed since then, but what hasn't is Basie's commitment to helping customers just like you deal with damage to their roofs and home after a storm. You never pay up front and there's absolutely 0 risk. It's been that way since 1978. Now maybe we're a little old-fashioned, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, well, give us a call.
Basie's Roofing, the name you can trust.
You're looking for a great tasting club special at your favorite golf club or bar, ask for a Oklahoma club special made with Prairie Wolf vodka, distilled right here in Oklahoma in Guthrie, Oklahoma. That's Prairie Wolf Distillery, Guthrie, Oklahoma.
At Laser Light Skin Clinic, our most popular treatment is now more affordable than ever. Right now, you can save up to 50% on Cool Sculpting, the #1 choice for non-invasive fat reduction. Our flexible treatment plans allow you to choose the option that is perfect for you. Focus on a single problem area or revive your life with a fresh new you. These are real results. For your personal Cool Sculpting consultation, call Laser Light Skin Clinic today. A new you awaits.
Let me tell you about a great company, locally owned, Crutcho Creek Sod Farm, in business here for over 35 years. They're locally owned and operated, and they have Bermuda, Tiff, Fescue, even AstroTurf. They do delivery, installation, they do seeding, and hydro mulching. Everything to make your yard the beautiful yard you want it to be, whether it's a land reclamation or just your yard being resodded. Crutcho Creek Sod Farm can do it. Give them a call today. That's Crutcho Creek Sod Farm, 35 years, locally owned and operated here in Oklahoma City. Let me talk about one of my favorite places in Deep Deuce to eat and drink, and that's Bar Cicchetti. Bar Cicchetti with a great menu, and they're featuring a wonderful brunch. If you haven't had brunch yet at Bar Cicchetti, you got to do it. It's available on Sundays. Wonderful new menu for brunch, and it is inventive and creative, and it changes every week. So if you're looking for a great place for a brunch, Bar Cicchetti on Northeast 2nd in Deep Deuce, great place to go for brunch. And during the week, they have great dinner specials as well as drink specials every day at Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Also, they have the biggest big screen in Oklahoma City to watch your favorite sporting events. So if you're looking for food, drinks, and sports, go to Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Hey, if you want to follow us along and see our show online, we have a YouTube channel, we have Facebook channel, and we have Twitter. So if you're looking to follow us during the game, Twitter would be the way to go. If you're looking for our show, YouTube and Facebook all have access to our show, and we have them on the channel. So on the big screen, follow us and be a part of the OU Football Preview Show with Al Eschbach and Rick Heath. And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath, Al Eschbach. Al, we talked about in the first segment, your biggest takeaway, and that is don't overreact. How does that affect the team? I mean, right now, these practices leading up to the Western Carolina game shouldn't be fun.
No, I mean, they just got to get it down. I did also like when their first depth chart came out, she was or. I mean, got to get who you going to play.
Well, you got to narrow that down. Now, hey, granted, I mean, they play Western Carolina Saturday.
Yeah,
okay.
And then they play Nebraska. I think going in, they thought that, okay, the first 3 games, it's a great idea. We can just figure out who we're going to play when the real season starts against West Virginia. But I tell you, if you don't play better, you struggle against Nebraska.
Yeah.
So it's a good theory. But now I don't know. You got to get the thing going and figure out who you're going to play at what positions and get it going. So this is a smart football staff. They'll figure it out.
Well, and I heard a reputable talking head on radio today questioning Bill Bedenbaugh job security, and I'm going, what in the heck are you talking about?
That's moronic. That's moronic. He's one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. And by the way, did that talking head say what a great job the offensive line did pass blocking? Did he mention that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the overreaction you're saying don't do.
Kenny Brooks averaged 6 yards a carry. Did he put that little fact in there?
See, and that's the thing about it. Now, it was good to see Kennedy Brooks back looking like Kennedy Brooks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To me, that was the bright spot of the entire offensive side.
We forget how good that cat is.
Well, also, hey, Marvin Mims.
Exactly.
How good is he? He's
really,
every bit as good as he was as a freshman potential.
Yeah.
Now he's fulfilling that potential.
And Mario Williams is going to be a star. Hazelwood looked like he got his stuff back. They're going to get Stogner and.
Woods looked good.
Woods looked good.
Stogner's got to make the catches. He did.
Drake Stoops will play this week. They got playmakers.
Now the question about Bedenbaugh in the offensive line, he makes no qualms about experimenting, getting a lot of guys out there. He wants to have a 2 deep. All right. Now, did he substitute a lot? Yes. Is it going to be the same every game? No. By the time they get to Nebraska, they're going to have their 5.
They got to figure. I think, and I'm not smart enough to watch the offense all the time. I think Antoine Harrison struggled somewhat at left tackle.
Yeah. So they come
and you get Rain back also, who didn't play in the first half of the game at center.
Yeah, and so and Manya Harris is learning more about the system. So I look for him to be more involved in that left tackle spot. Anton Harris, as a freshman, played for the most part really good last year. But hey, it's not unusual to have a few struggles in your sophomore year.
No.
Will it get fixed? Yes. Yeah. Bill Bedenbaugh's too good a coach.
Again, let's emphasize they did a great job in pass blocking.
Yeah. Now the run blocking, Yeah, not so well.
For Kenny Brooks, okay, you average over 6 yards to carry.
Yeah, but the others, Eric Gray.
They got to play better. They
Yeah.
got to, if they're going to be one of the top offenses in the country, they got to play better.
And the one thing I think I was most disappointed in is in the pregame, we talked about being clean, playing a clean game. That to me was the most disappointing thing. They got dead ball penalties, false starts. They didn't look crisp. They gave up turnovers. Those are the kind of things you don't really want to see.
There wasn't a rhythm.
No.
And even when they got the turnovers on defense, they had to set up for field goals.
And that's a part also that we'll talk about when we get back. Hey, Rick Heath, Al Eschbach from Louis, Brookhaven, and Norman. Hey, Louis has 14 locations around the metro area. Louis Bar and Grill. If you're needing a great place, a neighborhood place, look for your Louis near. They got great drink specials, great food, and a wonderful, wonderful Hal Smith restaurant group atmosphere at each and every Louis Bar and Grill. We'll be right back after this.
You know what? We really should call Basie's Roofing about that repair. We only have a certain amount of time with the insurance company.
Yep.
Have you seen my phone anywhere?
Hi, I'm here about the roof repair.
How did you do that?
I already contacted Basie's this morning.
There's no better time than now to have your roof inspected. Contact Basie's today and a fast, friendly professional will be right over.
Basie's Roofing, the name you can trust.
Hey, if you want to follow us along and see our show online, we have a YouTube channel, we have Facebook channel, and we have Twitter. So if you're looking to follow us during the game, Twitter will be the way to go. If you're looking for our show, YouTube and Facebook all have access to our show, and we have them on the channel. So on the big screen, follow us and be a part of the OU football preview show with Al Eschbach and Rick Heath. Let me talk about one of my favorite places in Deep Deuce to eat and drink, and that's Bar Cicchetti. Bar Cicchetti with a great menu, and they're featuring a wonderful brunch. If you haven't had brunch yet at Bar Cicchetti, you got to do it. It's available on Sundays. Wonderful new menu for brunch, and it is inventive and creative, and it changes every week. So if you're looking for a great place for a brunch, Bar Cicchetti on Northeast 2nd in Deep Deuce, great place to go for brunch. And during the week, they have great dinner specials as well as drink specials every day at Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Also, they have the biggest big screen in Oklahoma City to watch your favorite sporting events. So if you're looking for food, drinks, and sports, go to Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. If you're looking for a great tasting club special at your favorite golf club or bar, ask for a Oklahoma club special made with Prairie Wolf vodka, distilled right here in Oklahoma in Guthrie, Oklahoma. That's Prairie Wolf Distillery, Guthrie, Oklahoma.
At Laser Light Skin Clinic, our most popular treatment is now more affordable than ever. Right now, you can save up to 50% on Cool Sculpting, the #1 choice for non-invasive fat reduction. Our flexible treatment plans allow you to choose the option that is perfect for you. Focus on a single problem area or revive your life with a fresh new you. These are real results. For your personal Cool Sculpting consultation, call Laser Light Skin Clinic today. A new you awaits.
Let me tell you about a great company, locally owned, Crutcho Creek Sod Farm, in business here for over 35 years. They're locally owned and operated, and they have Bermuda, Tiff, Fescue, even AstroTurf. They do delivery, installation, they do seeding and hydro mulching. Everything to make your yard the beautiful yard you want it to be, whether it's a land reclamation or just your yard being resodded. Crutcho Creek Sod Farm can do it. Give them a call today. That's Crutcho Creek Sod Farm, 35 years, locally owned and operated here in Oklahoma City. Welcome back. Rick Heath, Al Eschbach, OU football preview show from Louis, Brookhaven here in Norman. Al, in the last segment we talked about turnovers. The defense, after the first two drives, settled in and got some turnovers, okay? Then the offense couldn't take advantage of. They could have blown this game
Yeah,
out.
that's exactly right. It's all over.
They got 9 points instead of 21.
Yeah, great field position, and you cannot sell for field goals against good teams. You got to punch it in.
Well, hey, now Burkett, hey, thank goodness for Burkett. I mean, he punched through 350-yarders, set a new record.
Greatest kicking performance by a field goal kicker in the history of the school.
Yeah, I mean, and he made it look easy. Of course, then a 31-yarder he hooks.
Well,
I mean, that's like, okay, I'm going to blow this one right down the middle, and all of a sudden, boom. But anyway, he has 350-yarders, never before done in NCAA.
Yeah, he really, really was special. But you don't want him on the field. What you don't want to see, if you're linking around offense, you don't want to see your punter take the field. You don't want to see your field goal kicker take the field.
And even though they got those 9 points, just think if they would have punched in 2 touchdowns, instead of it had been 40-something to 14.
Yeah.
43-4, 43-14. And I mean, that's a whole different thing. Of course, it was 37-14 at half.
Yeah, you're up 23 points at halftime.
Yeah, so you're thinking, and here's my thought about it, is the offense and the defense, the starters. Yeah, well, we got this one made, and I think it got caught up to it.
Oh, I agree. I definitely think there's something to be said about that.
Okay, so let's get back to the offensive line, because the line's run blocking, I think, was the biggest concern. Okay?
Yeah, even though Kennedy Brooks averaged 6.2 yards a carry.
That's because it's Kennedy Brooks.
Yeah. So
he does make a difference.
But he's the one that's going to be in there. So if you can average that, they got to do a better job. But they have to do a better job of run blocking.
You know what I was disappointed in was when they needed on 4th and 1.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
And they got stuffed.
They got stuffed.
I mean,
big time.
you want to be able to punch that against anybody.
I agree.
Much less Tulane.
Yeah.
And that's been a problem that's reoccurring that can't happen.
Yeah, you can't. Short yardage, you have to convert on those.
You have to.
That's huge.
You turn the ball over and they go down and score.
I looked down by the goal line. He put Mario Williams in the game.
Yeah, and so they're going to come up with something.
Packages.
Hey, Caleb Williams package, Mario Williams package.
Caleb. I'm sorry. Put Kerry Williams down there. Absolutely.
Put him in there. They did one time and then they didn't do it again.
Right. But there's something they're going to do, and again, they come into that game and say we're going to save a lot of stuff, and
we're in the third segment of this show, and we haven't mentioned the Heisman. Well, you mentioned him in the first segment. Heisman hopeful Spencer Rattler. He's got to play a lot better.
Oh, absolutely. 2 interceptions to 1 touchdown. Not good.
And a lot of his balls sailed on him.
Yeah.
There wasn't any reason for that. I mean, he drifted him out there. He wasn't sharp.
And he threw the first one in triple coverage, so other people were open on that play. You got to see the field better.
Well, I think he was determined to make that big play.
You're right.
And so he threw it in there. And now sometimes I don't have a problem throwing it in there when it's tight coverage, but not triple coverage.
No.
There's a difference.
No.
Tight coverage where a cornerback is there.
Absolutely.
Your wide receiver can go up one-on-one. There's no problem.
Yeah.
I had no problem doing that again with a great receiver like Mims. But when you throw it up to triple coverage, that's asking for trouble. He got trouble.
Yeah. So he definitely got to play better.
Well, and he will. I mean, I think he knew that. I mean, it was kind of one of those things where you go in there, you're cocky. You've been playing well. You had a great last year. Last half of the year. Hey, we're rolling. This is Tulane. We're at home. I'm a gunslinger.
You learn things.
Yeah, and so now the humbleness, a slice of humble pie has been eaten, and I look for a better performance.
And Lincoln goes over with him in the film room, say this, and you could have done this, you could have done that, and so it'll help.
But all that being said, it's the first game. They're 1-0. There's a few teams that struggled, especially in the Big 12, and and the one that didn't, we will remain unmentioned. But he's coached by Nick Saban. Imagine how that.
Well, I tell you what, Texas was really impressive too.
Texas, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. But yeah, that's one of those things that OU fans, Texas is not the same Texas as they've been. Hey, this is the OU football preview show, and we are at Louis Brookhaven. Just remember though, Louis and Brookhaven, a great place to grab drinks. If you're looking at your local bar or restaurant and they don't have Wanderfolk Spirits, you need to ask them about it. Wanderfolk Spirits by the same people that own Prairie Wolf. the Prairie Wolf Spirits we've been talking about for a couple of years now. Now Wanderfolk Spirits, same distillery, just a little bit different take on it. Flavored vodka, some really, really nice gin, Old Moses bourbon, all of that and more available through Wanderfolk Spirit. If your restaurant or bar doesn't carry, ask them to carry Wanderfolk Spirits from Guthrie, Oklahoma. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. Final segment, OU football preview show. Rick Heath, Al Eschbach from Louis, Brookhaven here in Norman. You know, Al, we've been talking a lot about how, about OU and the mental mistakes and problems they had. I don't know that we have given it up to the Tulane coaching staff and players.
And you're right, Pratt, the quarterback, what a tough son of a gun he is.
Yes, I mean, he got, the old Timex, takes the licking and keeps on ticking.
Yeah.
He took some hits and came back and played hard all the way through and made that, that fourth quarter drives were him and he was still playing hard.
And
the coaching staff at Tulane had a great game plan, had them well prepared, in spite of the fact they go from New Orleans to Birmingham, from Birmingham to OU. I mean, that's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of questions, about family and friends and homes and all that, and yet they kept them focused and they kept them where they were. Now, granted, they could have got blown out the first half, but they didn't.
Nope.
And they made a game of it, and I take my hat off.
They never quit.
Players.
Many teams would down 23 points at halftime. It's over 100 degrees on the field. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so hats off to Tulane and the coaching staff and players. And as you said, Pratt, the quarterback, what a tough guy. And hey, he's a sophomore, and he is going to continue to get better, and good for him.
Or go into the portal and go someplace else.
Yeah, well, I hated to mention that, but there's a lot of big Power 5 programs that could use the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Hey, all right, we're going to do letter grades, all right?
Go ahead.
Letter grades on the OU team's first game performance. Spencer Rattler, letter grade.
C+.
I got him at a C, just a regular C. Just thinking, the mental mistakes, he wasn't sharp. He was 30 of 39 with 300-something yards, 1 TD, but still not as sharp as he would like to be, or the coaching staff. So, CC. Offensive line.
Since they were really good in pass blocking, I give them a C+.
Okay, I got him at a C2. I got him at a, just because they couldn't run block and they couldn't get that 4th and 1.
But they did pass block.
They did. Well, you know what? They're one of the best pass blocking lines.
So give them credit.
That's what I'm saying. So they get it. Hey, okay, Professor, sorry. I forgot. Professor Eschbach, I need to raise that grade. Okay, but receivers.
A.
I gave them a B+. Yeah, they did a good job. They caught, for the most part, they caught the passes thrown to them. So you're right. Running backs?
Kenny Brooks A, Eric Gray C.
Yeah, I got them at a B+. The same thing for both of them, graded into together. And then special teams.
A+.
Yeah, Berkey with 350-yarders.
Yeah, and all the kickoffs were into the end zone.
And we didn't get to see the punter hardly, so which is good.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Transfer to OU. You
yeah, that's right. You never get to punt. All right, defensive line.
I do. Defensive line played well. I'm going to give them an A.
Yeah, I got them at a B+. Linebackers. I really didn't see anything stand out.
C-.
Yeah, I just did. In the secondary.
C-.
Yeah, I mean, that I said maybe worse because I just didn't think that they played that well, especially those first 2 drives.
Well, and then they were bust and everything.
Yeah,
and
the guys were wide open.
And I kind of blame some of that on the mass substitution.
Well, Coach Riley addressed that in this week's press conference, okay? He said, look, we went in wanting to get a lot of guys playing time. They played 31 defensive players. That's 3 per position.
That's one of the reasons why they didn't play that well.
Yeah, they had 31 defensive players. 3 per position. Okay, you want to get them experience, I understand that. Do it against Western Carolina.
Absolutely.
And
then figure out when you're getting ready for Nebraska who you're going to play.
Yeah, and then settle them in. And I think instead of having it the opposite way, what they're going to do, they experimented with Tulane. They're going to tighten it up against Western Carolina, much to Western Carolina's demise.
You're right.
You know, because they're not going to throw in the third teamers near as early.
They got to come out Saturday night and just hit them right in the mouth and go.
And this, hey, you know, and I'm sorry, Western Carolina, but you may be down 50-0 at halftime, and they are not going to stop.
Yeah, no.
They are not going to stop. So it may get ugly early, but it doesn't matter because OU, moving forward, needs that kind of game.
Got to play better.
My prediction, I got them 52-3, and it may not be that short.
I'll go 63-7.
There you go. You got them scoring a touchdown. I got them scoring a field goal, but we don't look for more than that. Hey, thank you so much for watching the OU Football Preview Show. For Al Eschbach, I'm Rick Heath. We'll see you next time on the OU Football Preview Show.